pretty far, but ended up right back. Had a feeling you like that. I just put my fight back. It's too bright, I can't open my eyes.
Good morning and welcome back to episode 4 of the Med School Diaries. If you're new here, my name is Allie. I'm currently a first-year med student in Vancouver, and I like to document and share what my life is like here on YouTube.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7:15 and I'm driving.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, haha. Got it. Here you go.
Thanks. No worries. I was like, nobody look. As you guys know, on days that I have CBL, I like to get to campus early so I can spend around 45 minutes to an hour to prep. This week is about the brainstem, so today we talked about deficits in vision. Then as usual, I headed over to the gym. Today was a push day, and I also got this new blender bottle recently. It's such a pretty color, and it actually mixes my protein powder really well.
Hi. Hi.
Then I ate my meal prep lunch, which I promise tastes better than it actually looks, before heading over to Grounds for coffee to meet Jeffrey for an afternoon of studying at the cafe. Thoughts on the cinnamon bun?
Really good, but it's much better without icing because I feel like the icing is really sweet. So.
No.
Okay, team icing or not?
I talked about the exact steps of how I study in one of my past study vlogs, and since it worked pretty well last semester, I'm pretty much doing the same thing this term. So right now, all I'm doing is watching the lectures that I missed when I was at the gym earlier in the day. Jeffrey's just like in the city for the next couple of days, so we met up with some high school friends for dinner. We went to
Sushi Tauntaun.
Yeah, on like near Alma. Also, I guess for some context, if you're new here, me and Jeffrey have been friends since high school. He's been in some of my very OG videos, and now we're like living on opposite sides of the country, but I feel like I still see you quite a bit.
I definitely see you like very often.
Like the most out of all our friends.
Definitely very often.
Yeah.
I feel like we can't even categorize it as a charcuterie board.
Yeah, it's not really it's just like wine and cheese.
Items. Where do we?
It's like lunch and meat.
Cheers!
It's 11 o'clock, Jeffrey just left, and I'm so ready for bed now. One super exciting thing happened today that I didn't really talk about. Yesterday I went to go do a viewing, and it was really nice. I submitted an application, and today they actually offered me the place, so I signed the lease, and I'm gonna be moving at the beginning of March. It's gonna be my own place for a while with windows, and I'm super excited. There's gonna be a whole other video, maybe even like a 2-part moving series about it. I've been looking for a place literally since maybe October of last year, and things finally fell in line this time around. So there's a lot of like uncertainty about what I'm gonna be doing in the summer as well, which I'm trying to figure out this week, but I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow because I'm so sleepy. The fake charcuterie board was actually pretty good. I think the fig jam really carries it. Like if there's one thing you could get to bring your board together, fig jam is the way to go. I'm just gonna go to bed now. We have another busy day tomorrow, so I'll see you all bright and early. Good morning. So I need to be somewhere by 9:30 today, and I was originally gonna get a ride, but the person who was gonna give me a ride, like something came up so they couldn't come anymore, which is totally fine. But the problem is I don't have enough time to commute there anymore because it's like an hour commute, and the closest EVOs are like a 20-minute walk, which like is, I guess like it's 20. It would like just cut it, so I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I thought about Uber, but it's like $50, not worth. So I'm just gonna like run to an Evo, and we're gonna drive on over. Full outfit of the day. Almost forgot my stethoscope. Let's go. Today we're doing like a little activity about like germs and antibiotics at an elementary school. This is the only time in the semester that we're going, so it's sort of like a different Tuesday.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're with me.
It is 3 o'clock now. I just finished my clinical skills session. So every Tuesday we come to this healthcare center and learn how to do physical exams. And this week it was about the cardiovascular system. Now I'm gonna go meet Jeffrey again actually, and we're gonna go to a little happy hour. So let's go.
Girl, each bite is like $1.
Look how beautiful my matcha is this morning. I was so tired last night that I fell asleep before 9 o'clock and slept for 9 hours. I have a long day ahead of me, so we're gonna head to campus and do CBL prep as usual. Instead of going to the gym after CBL like I normally do, I actually decided to walk to IKB, which is the library on campus, and do some studying there instead. We had a real patient come in and talk about the experiences that we were learning about, and I always think it's so impactful listening to their stories, so I just tuned in over Zoom. Today we have lectures from 10 to 2:30 and then a lab afterwards. I actually prefer watching lecture recordings from the previous year because I feel like I'm able to go through my own pace and get through the material faster with the same level of understanding. So what I do for my first pass of the material is just annotate the slides that were provided on GoodNotes. I feel like I've just been running around all day, so I thought I would talk to you guys as I make dinner. I'm thinking of doing like the Gigi Hadid pasta as well as like a vermicelli salad bowl. Not authentic, but I need to use up some ingredients in my fridge. Before that though, I'm gonna take my daily vitamin D and also make my protein shake. I have this every day that I work out basically. This is the Optimum Nutrition vanilla ice cream and it has 24 grams of protein. And if you like vanilla and you like sweet stuff, this is one of my favorite powders that I've tried. I find that it mixes really easily and it's tasty, so I look forward to drinking it. Today in lab, we dissected the orbit, which is like the eye area, and it's way more complex than it seems. During dissection, the different nerves are very small and delicate, so it was interesting to see. I think the anatomy lab is such a special opportunity and cool experience. So even though I tend to just not go to lecture and watch the recordings, I always try my best to make it to every lab in person. As I was leaving to go to the bus stop, I also realized that my bus pass, which I normally keep in my pocket, was gone. I already lost it once in a previous video, and some of you were also asking for my workout split, and honestly it changes week to week. I would say I typically do 3 days of strength training after CBL, so I do a push-pull leg split. And I also started running recently, and I have an 8K in May that I'm training for. And then I'll occasionally do some drop-in yoga or figure skating. So no week is ever really the same, but I do try to get at least some physical activity in almost every day. And I've been loving that little routine I've got going. So today I actually have no classes, which is pretty rare. I think we get 2 of these days like during the whole semester. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of it and do a monthly reset since a new month just started. It's actually perfect timing because my boyfriend is coming to visit today, so I need to clean up the space and get everything ready for him to come. Before I do that though, I'm gonna update my monthly budget. I have a template of it that I posted a while back, and I'll link it down below in the description box. Basically what it is an overview of all my spending and income each month. I feel like right now I have a complicated relationship with money because right now I'm responsible for all my individual finances, which means I pay for rent, I pay for tuition, I pay for my daily spending. I recognize that I'm very privileged that my parents were able to support me for part of my undergrad, and combining that with the money that I made from different internships and jobs, I was able to graduate undergrad debt-free. But med school and living in Vancouver is a whole other ballgame. Our yearly tuition is around $20,000, and rent in Vancouver goes anywhere from like 1 to 3K depending on where you're living. Since I'm moving into a new place next month, my rent is actually going to be increasing as well. On some days, I feel really stressed by the amount of debt that I'm going to need to take on to be able to get through these 4 years. And then on the other hand, I'm like, well, I'm going to be making this money back, so I should just like spend it on experiences and things that will make me happy and help my mental health through these 4 years. And I feel like I'm just always going back and forth between that, and I know a lot of other students. Okay, I lost my train of thought. For some background context, the main ways that Canadian medical students finance their education is either 1, have parents who are still able to support them, 2, take on part-time jobs or full-time jobs in the summer, but oftentimes this still isn't enough to cover expenses. 3, government loans or scholarships or bursaries, and then 4, a line of credit, which is at prime rate minus 0.25. Due to the good job security and salary after we graduate, banks are willing to give us quite a bit of money in order to finance our education. So here in Canada, you can get up to $350,000 in loans from the bank if you're a medical student, and people will take out varying amounts based on their background and the amount of debt that they'll end up accumulating. So I'm already in debt. I'm still trying to figure out like everything right now. One thing that I think is helping me feel better is having a budget, so I can sort of set spending goals for myself and track all my expenses and income to see where my actual spending is sort of hitting. I feel like money and finances isn't really talked about as much, and I want to be as transparent as possible, but I'm definitely not a pro, still trying to learn. Yeah.
Just finished our little run by the seawall. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. How are you feeling?
Surprisingly good.
It means we're building up our stamina.
Yeah, this is my second 4K, and as Jeffrey would say, we weren't lying on the ground dead after it, so.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you love that summer rain in mid-July. My last name fits you better.
Last part of this reset that I'm gonna do before picking up Ben at the airport is a bit of journaling. I try to do 1 or 2 new entries a week, but at the end of every month, I like to take a moment to think back on how the month has gone, what goals I've achieved, what went well and what didn't, and sort of just reflect and look ahead for what's to come. I think this really just helps me practice mindfulness and be more self-aware of how I'm feeling, my motivations, and my goals. This journal that I've been using for the past little while is just a dotted grid. I love this brand so much. This is my 3rd journal of theirs, so would highly recommend. I didn't really film much when Ben was here, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week. Bye.